All right, should we move along now to some vintage clothing?
Yes, we should.
Hollywood vintage is what we're talking about now, moving along.
Yeah, if you spend your weekend maybe cleaning out closets as we change seasons, you might be looking for some treasures.
Be careful what you throw away, right?
John Bowers from Hollywood Vintage is here on this New Me Monday to give us an idea of, the things we should be on the lookout for, Drew.
My first question, if you don't mind, I am supposed to be joining you for this segment,
yes,
right? Okay, thank you. I'm Drew, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, John.
All right, some items that may be in our own closets at home that we may overlook, but could be worth something.
Exactly. So a really big thing, a trend that we're seeing is going back to old analog recording, vinyl records, these old 1960s, 1970s stereo units. This one was actually designed by John Lear and goes for $300. So this could be something that you go in, maybe grandpa or dad had it in the closet or something like that. And you're like, that's just been sitting around for a long time.
Got a bowl in the china shop here.
Yeah.
It is funny though, when younger kids see something like this, they're like, what is this?
That?
They have no idea what that thing is.
Right, and especially with the 8-track and things like that, which surprisingly is coming back. We all could see vinyl records coming back. They just have great sound quality and things like that.
But the 8-track too.
8-track too, because you just want that rich analog sound.
And you have cassette tapes there as well, so you got 8-track and cassette. What is this piece right here?
Now this is a 1920s label maker. Just kind of brought this in as an example of something that might be just sitting in the garage and like, what is this?
Right.
It's been sitting around for a long time. You had somebody in the family that was a craftsman or a workman or something like that. Always take, we have the advantage of the internet. Take some time, find out what these are worth, especially things that, are by a trade. These guys want to collect them.
Okay.
Your father was in this business.
Right. Does it
like
have
that.
to work, John, or do some people just want it for decoration?
Sometimes, yeah, just for the decoration, especially with some of the tools and things like that. People just want to have it up in their shop or their restaurant, just for display.
They call them tchotchkes, I believe.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. And then you get into old advertisements and things like that. Just the graphics are absolutely great.
Oh my gosh, this
and
is adorable.
Old lunch boxes.
Little Lulu lunchbox.
Did people not eat as much back then? I mean, you can only put
Maybe
half an apple
like
in
a kindergartner or something like that, or
That'd be
you had
half a
separate
sandwich
one
right
for your
there.
lunch.
Now listen, boys, I want you to finish your entire lunch today. No excuses.
Not a problem.
Eat that entire half an apple.
Hey,
A
John,
quarter of an apple.
in terms of clothing, you said leather. Take us over to the rack there and show us.
Absolutely. So let's talk about in the resale business what black gold is. Old biker leathers, and sometimes the more beat up, the better.
Oh, this is a fantastic
this
jacket.
one's a great piece. So this
I can
one's
see
going
this on
for
Rod.
$200, and this might be, something your uncle had or whatever sitting in.
Yeah. Now is that real leather?
Yep, that's real leather.
Don't break the zipper, for goodness sake.
And,
get it off.
Well, he gets outfitted there, John. I'm guessing
Can I help you
suede
put it
and
on?
fringe are big too.
Suede and fringe, and these
Climb
are
in.
things that you could have at home. You're like, oh, that's just so garish. I couldn't believe ever wearing that.
Right.
Somebody can.
Like whoever wore it.
Right. Yeah, exactly. But there's people looking to collect that today. Yeah.
And I mean, all right.
Sorry, I was helping Rod get the jacket on.
Join us over here.
That looks amazing.
And the denim jacket. I mean, I probably have 3 of these in my closet.
And you've got some equity there because this one here is a Pendleton. So anything Pendleton is, as far as vintage goes.
Oh, mine are
up in
mostly
price.
Gap.
That's absolutely fine. So the market has been so bought up, that we're getting down to Wrangler and things like that. People are like, you know what? It's vintage. It's denim.
Really?
I'll take it.
Absolutely. What'd you find over there, Drew?
I found something that I would expect to find in my father-in-law, Del Stevens' closet. This looks right out of his wardrobe.
Now look at the price tag. So that's $150.
Then he wouldn't have it in his closet.
Yeah. So these are things that are like,
version.
oh my gosh, this is garish. I don't like it or whatever. But do a little research. That one's from the 1960s.
Very
Definitely
cool.
worth it. Yeah.
Because this is 200, only 50 more.
I know, right?
That's a heavy piece
This
of
is
equipment.
heavy. I was surprised.
And sometimes without with the emblems, sometimes that does you a huge service as far as people collecting Harley Davidson gear. Other times, people just want it blank so they can actually do, little implementation.
Did you notice that's a size 52, Rod? No wonder it was like
That's a size I
A little room in the shoulder area.
It's my size.
John Bauer from Hollywood Vintage. Always so fun to see you.